Action. Oh, okay, this is a review of Star Trek Discovery Season 5, Episode 7, Erigah, which is literally a Kal Kat word, Erigah. So that's different. Let's do the Kal Kat thing reference to Erigah. Erigah! But yes, but yes, I hope it doesn't mean anything rude somewhere else. Anyway, so, yeah, this one, they capture Mal and Lok in the opening scene. Mal is messed up. We tried to predict last episode, that he'd be aboard, that actually weren't in the pod, and that they were actually aboard the ISS Enterprise. But actually they weren't. They were still in the pod when they were captured. So we couldn't go very far, so they just found it. So the other ship found it, and they go in there, and Mal and Lok are captured. They're sent to sick bay where they're put in a containment unit because Mal is dying in his physiology. Like apparently, when they're freezing state, they're sort of antifreeze, like liquid antifreeze people, which does beg the question: if he's a shapeshifter and can go that far, then why doesn't he just turn into liquid again and just come back and everything will be fine? Didn't think of that, did they? Yeah, you can't kill a changeling that way, stabbing it. You just go right through them. Like, oh, well, apparently they're not completely, like, changelings. Anyway, so, yeah, then the Breen show up with their Breen dreadnought. Of course, there's a Chimera class dreadnought in there. And it might destroy the station. In that other timeline, it destroys the station. But in this one it doesn't. So there's like the Breen. The Breen uncle is looking for the Lok, his nephew. It's kind of funny. So there's like very Shakespearean. Actually, it's like Hamlet. It's a lot like Hamlet, actually. So they're doing Hamlet. That happened in that one. I'm surprised they didn't have a guy take out a skull and go, to be or not to be, that is a question. Or poor Horatio, I knew him once. Yeah. That was the same. That TV or not TV would do that again. So yeah, so we have so that's the plot. They have to Mal, then they try to escape. Mal and Lok inadvertently overdoses himself, so he's actually dying. So they get the Breen medic over to rescue him. He doesn't get me, and he actually Mal escapes, and they're doing that, and then they realize he's gonna die, so he's gonna die anyway. So they're like, so they don't get what they want. None of them get what they want, and so they take Mal instead and take off. B story is they're trying to look for evidence of something with Bajorans and Beta Zeds and a key card from the memory archive that floats around, and now it's in the Badlands, so they're looking for this key card so they can find another clue. The archive, the memory archive, they missed an opportunity here to call it Memory Alpha after the books, the Memory Alpha book, that book from the Memory Prime, a classic Trek book. That's what it is. It's Memory Prime from the classic Trek books, but it's also called Memory Alpha here on the internet. So it's Memory Alpha. So. They reference Memory Alpha. We're going to see that next episode. So, excellent. Yeah, we're going to see that. Really cool. Yeah, they're at episode 7. There's only 3 more. So yeah, it was fine. The action scenes in it. The Vulcan priestess, the Vulcan president shows up again, and it translates for them, the insulter, and turns out the commander guy with the ears from that one planet, the not Calpian, but Calcian or Kreen or something. What are the guys? Well, he's got his backstory is told a little bit how the Breen attacked his planet and took it over for a while and then left, similar to the Bajoran type of thing. I think they actually made a slight error in here, in that they're equating Beta Z to Bajor and the different planets. Other than that, that's fine. The Bajorans would have been near the Badlands. The Beta Zeds would have been on the same corridor, but still it would have been like they at the edge of the Beta Z is close to where that is. So they're not neighbors, but they're outskirts. in space. So yeah, and it had Oda Farron. It's a guest star. Yeah, so that's neat. Not Odo Cure, Oder Fair. Anyway, so yeah, we had the Breens with their weird helmets. And I guess they're sort of like antifreeze cold people normally, and then they warm up or something. It's still a little weird. It's still kind of they kind of established that in this one. Yeah, but it's still weird that like a round robin kind of thing that the Breen being partly shapeshifters, they couldn't just their organs would be malleable and pliable, and they could just organs repaired. Yeah, you know. I think what killed him though wasn't the operation. What killed him was taking the medication too much, and it kills him. That's what did it. And she married him, so took her instead. So she's the heir to the dynasty thing, and she's gonna tell him where the other stuff is and mess it all up because she's evil. but yeah, so and it's probably gonna end with him just doing something boring and anticlimactic. I like the last one. oh well. Anyway, so that is a real brief review of that Star Trek story. Yeah, so that's it.